Hello, fellow Stoics. Imagine a moment when everything around you is chaotic. Traffic is jammed, work is piling up, the phone is ringing non-stop. Can you feel it? That tension building up. But while everything seems out of control, you remain calm. Calm as a calm stream in the middle of a storm. It seems far-fetched, right? But let me tell you this. You absolutely can do it. I know, you've heard so much advice from all sorts of sources, but most of what you see talks about controlling everything, mastering the situation. And you know what? We can't control everything. That's right. From the weather to the economy to the behavior of other people, it's all out of our hands. Stoicism teaches us that you can only control one thing, yourself. It's your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions to the world. Let me tell you a little story. I was standing in a long line. Everyone was grumpy and complaining, but instead of joining the collective rage, I sat back, took a deep breath, and thought of one simple thing. What do I control? This line? No. My emotions? Absolutely. So Stoicism is not about giving up, it's about mastery. Imagine being able to stay calm and in control even in the most difficult moments. Sounds absurd? But no. This is the power you can develop day by day, hour by hour. And trust me, you absolutely can achieve it. Right now, take a second to do a small but powerful action. Leave a comment with the words, "I control my emotions." This is not just a word, but a definite declaration that from today, you have decided to change. When you declare this, the universe will conspire with you, like a sail catching the wind, guiding your ship through the storms of life. And I would love to know how many of my friends who dare to take control can do this. Believe me, this is not just the beginning of a word. This is action, the first step in the journey of mastering your emotions and mind. I will be here, accompanying you, step by step, as a guide, helping you to discover the power within you that you never even thought possible. Let's begin. Now, my Stoic friends, let's step into lesson number 1. Control what can be controlled. This is the core foundation of Stoic philosophy, where it all begins. Have you ever sat back and asked yourself, what do I really control in this life? If you think deeply, you will find that almost everything is out of your control. From the weather to how other people treat you, it is all out of your control. But there is one thing that we always have control over, and that is our own mind and actions. Think about the quote by the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it." It is amazing, unbelievable that this quote is over 2,000 years old, but it still resonates in every moment of modern life. Now think about it. How many things happen in this world that you cannot control? The weather outside may be hot or stormy, but what you can do is bring an umbrella, right? Other people's decisions, their emotions, may make you sad or angry, but how you choose to respond to that is up to you. Stoicism is like an invisible shield, protecting you from unforeseen storms. When you realize that you can only control your own thoughts, actions, and reactions, you will feel relieved. Because then, you will no longer have to try to control things that are not yours. You will no longer worry about what other people think about the economic situation, or about things that happen unexpectedly. Picture this. You are standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling. The rain is pouring. You cannot control the storm, but you can choose how you face it. You can cower in fear, or you can stand up straight, put on a hat, and calmly walk through the rain. That is how Stoicism teaches you to face life. Life has challenges, surprises that you cannot control, but you can control how you respond. So why am I talking about this? Because while you can't control anyone else, you can absolutely control yourself. That's why lesson number 1 is so important. Focus on what you can actually control. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. Think of it like an archer aiming an arrow. The archer can only control how they aim, how they pull the bowstring and release the arrow, but whether the arrow hits the target or not. That depends on the wind, the distance, and countless other factors. The Stoic archer doesn't worry about the outcome. They focus on mastering themselves, on their efforts. This isn't easy. I understand. Sometimes we get caught up in emotions, in worries about things we can't control. We're afraid of failure, afraid of not pleasing others. But let's stop for a moment. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? Start small. Control your breathing, control your negative thoughts, control how you react to challenges. Remember, this takes time. You won't master your mind overnight. But I'm sure that as you continue to practice this lesson, you will gradually feel your power. You will find that when you focus on what you can control, life becomes simpler. Unnecessary worries will disappear, and you will walk with confidence and calm that nothing can shake. So, my Stoic friends, always remember lesson number 1. Control what you can control. This is a solid foundation for you to face life proactively, calmly, and powerfully. Next, let's talk about lesson 2. The power of acceptance. Have you ever sat there, frustrated because things didn't go according to plan? Wondering why you put up with things you can't control? I'll be blunt. Don't waste your time trying to control everything. You can't. But you know what you can do? Embrace. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But acceptance isn't giving up or resigning yourself. It's a powerful choice, a decision that makes you a leader rather than a victim of life. Don't believe me? Think about the last time you were in a frustrating situation. Maybe you were stuck in traffic while rushing to an important meeting, or an unexpected incident disrupted your perfect plan. What was the first thing that came to your mind? Anger, right? You wanted to smash everything around you because you hate the feeling of losing control. But the truth is, you're missing out on the most important thing: calmness. Why? Because you haven't learned to accept. Acceptance is not the same as giving up. No, don't get me wrong. Acceptance is power. It's when you face reality and decide, okay, this happened and I'm going to control how I react to it. You can't control the traffic jam, but you can control your attitude while you wait. You get it? It's when you accept the things you can't change that you free yourself from the trap of anger and anxiety. You regain control of your emotions. Let me tell you a real story. A friend of mine, a big boss in a multinational company, had just arrived at the airport for an important meeting when he was informed that the next flight was canceled. How do you think he reacted? Get angry, run to the airport staff and scream? No. He just smiled, sent a few messages, and immediately made other plans. No frustration, no complaints. Why? Because he acknowledged reality, something no one can control, and channeled his energy into solving the problem. That's it. Acceptance helped him not only stay calm, but also act intelligently and effectively. See? Successful people are not people who try to control everything. They know how to accept what comes their way and adapt quickly. Want to take control of your life? Then stop complaining about things you can't change and start accepting them. Accepting doesn't mean bowing down and accepting defeat. It's how you enter the game with the mindset of a warrior. Acceptance is when you understand that life is never going to be perfect, and instead of wasting time resisting it, you choose to adapt. You can't change the weather, but you can adjust your clothes. Do you see the difference? Don't let life drag you down just because of a few setbacks. A canceled flight, a traffic jam, a last-minute change of plans from your partner, none of these are worth losing your cool over. Instead of succumbing to challenges, embrace them as opportunities to prove that you are stronger than that. It is the acceptance of the things you cannot change that creates true freedom. So the next time life throws you a curveball, an unexpected meeting, an unexpected change, or a small setback, what will you do? Will you choose to get angry and let your emotions control you? Or will you embrace and adjust to the situation? Embrace is a mysterious force. It frees you from the limitations you have placed on yourself. Try it. Instead of resisting everything, open yourself up to embrace what happens. And you will realize that this acceptance brings you the calm you are looking for. Not because you are giving up, but because you are mastering the game. Are you ready? Be ready for this acceptance. Don't be afraid to face the surprises in life. And now I want you to do something small but extremely important. Leave a comment below with the words acceptance. This will be a powerful reminder to yourself whenever your emotions are pushed to a climax. Acceptance also helps YouTube realize that these positive values are worth spreading to others, people who are also searching for what you, me, and this community are pursuing. We are always here accompanying you every step of the way on the path of accepting life and embracing all challenges. And now for lesson 3. Practicing mindfulness. Hearing mindfulness, you might be thinking, what is that? A modern meditation technique? But actually, the Stoics have been practicing mindfulness for over 2,000 years. And no, it's not about sitting down, closing your eyes, and breathing deeply. Stoic mindfulness is a way of life, the art of mastering your mind in the moment. You might be wondering, what exactly is mindfulness, and what does it have to do with calmness? Let me explain it to you in a more understandable way. Mindfulness is simply being aware. Being clearly aware of what's happening in the present moment without being distracted by the past or the future. It's not something esoteric, it's simply about staying focused on the now, on your thoughts, feelings, and actions in the present moment. Imagine you're sitting in your office, your work piled high, your emails piled high, and your phone buzzing. You feel anxious, overwhelmed, right? That's where mindfulness comes in. Instead of getting caught up in the panic or stress, mindfulness helps you stand still, like a rock in a rushing stream. It gives you the ability to see things more clearly without letting your emotions take control. The Stoics taught that we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we react to it. This is Stoic mindfulness, not a meditative state, but a conscious awareness of every thought and action. You could be driving, cooking, working, or even just sitting quietly. Mindfulness doesn't require you to stop everything. It requires you to be fully present in the moment. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca practiced mindfulness on a daily basis. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, recorded his thoughts in the Meditations, where he talked about mastering the mind by being aware of what was happening. He not only faced life with awareness, but also became aware of how he was reacting to everything around him. That is mindfulness. Stoic mindfulness teaches us that every emotion, every thought is a result of how we perceive things. You can't control whether it will rain or shine tomorrow, or whether your boss will get angry, but you can control how you react to them. This is the key to calmness. By being aware of what is going on in your mind, you will not let yourself get caught up in the negative emotions. Instead, you can look at things from an objective perspective, thereby remaining alert and calm. Imagine your mind as a river. Without mindfulness, your thoughts are like small boats drifting along the river, without direction, without control. But when you practice mindfulness, you are the one steering that boat. You decide where to go, how to react. You are not drifting, you are in control of everything. Mindfulness is not an escape from reality, but a way to face it in a more intelligent and calm way. We do not let our emotions control us. We do not react automatically to anything. You know clearly what you are feeling, what you are thinking, and from there, you can make better decisions. Yes, mindfulness and calmness go hand in hand. Because when you are mindful, you are no longer trapped in impulsive emotions. You can face any challenge with a clear and self-controlled mind. Calmness does not come naturally. It is the result of training your thinking and awareness that mindfulness brings. The truth is, mindfulness helps you take control of your life. It doesn't make you cold and indifferent. On the contrary, it helps you become proactive, self-controlled, and from there, know how to face every situation with calmness. Remember, mindfulness is not about sitting in meditation for hours, but about deeply aware of the present, in every small action, in every breath. Start from the simplest moments, like when you drink water, eat rice, or chat with someone. Don't let your mind get lost in the past or future. Live fully in this moment. So you understand what mindfulness in Stoicism is. It's not as difficult as you think, right? You can practice it today, right now, and feel the calm gradually filling your mind. Try it now. Next is Lesson 4, Nurturing Resilience. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever failed? I guess the answer is yes. And you know what? That's when you have the most opportunity to be strong. Yes, it's in those seemingly weak moments, when you fall, that your resilience is tested and developed. Marcus Aurelius said, "Get up when you fail. Celebrate acting like a man. Limit yourself to the present, the peace that comes when you stop caring what others say or think. Do only what you can do." Look at this quote. Sounds simple, right? But inside it is the great strength of a person who never gives up. You are the master of your destiny, not the words of others, not the outside circumstances. You are the one who gets up, overcomes all the storms. Do you know why I say that? Because it is resilience, mental toughness, that is the only thing that will help you overcome adversity. I want you to imagine that every time you fall, it is an opportunity for you to become stronger. Yes, you don't just survive failure, you grow from it. Marcus Aurelius is not encouraging you to suffer in silence. He wants you to celebrate when you fail. Why? Because every time you get up, you are one step closer to freedom. Freedom from the constraints of other people's opinions. Freedom from the fear of failure. Freedom to live your life the way you want. That's right. Don't let anyone or anything drag you down. You are the master of your own destiny, not the whispers of others. Cultivating resilience is the key. And it doesn't come from the easy moments, but from the moments when you find yourself pushed against the wall. That's when you get up and keep going. You grow stronger each time, like a warrior standing in the middle of a battle without flinching. So what does this mean for calmness? It means you no longer have to worry about failure. Failure is no longer the end, but just a step on your journey. When you stop caring about things you can't control, like what other people say or circumstances beyond your control, you will begin to see something magical happen. Inner peace. Yes, true peace is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to overcome any challenge with composure. You are no longer weighed down by the expectations of others. You are master of yourself. Marcus said it very clearly. Limit yourself to the present. This doesn't mean you give up on your dreams or goals. It means you are no longer dragged down by what you can't control. The past is gone, or the future is yet to come. When you cultivate resilience, you learn to live in the present, focusing on what you can do right now, in this moment. That is the calm you seek. I want you to remember one thing. Your struggle is sacred. Yes, as Marcus says, the struggle for freedom, happiness, and peace is something we all face. And you know what? No one can hold you back but you. You decide. You choose how you respond to failure. You choose how you get up and keep going. Think about it. Every time you fall is a test, and every time you get up, you reach a new level. You don't have to be afraid of failure anymore. Failure is only temporary. What matters is how you get back up, how you keep moving forward. Cultivating resilience is how you find peace and happiness. It's how you demonstrate that, no matter what happens, you stand firm, unshaken by criticism or adverse circumstances. You don't just overcome, you grow stronger from it. And finally, I want to encourage you. Never forget, peace comes when you stop caring about things you can't control. Don't let others hold you back. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the master. Every challenge you face is just a step on the path to true freedom. Get up, keep going. Now for lesson 5, choose your response. You can't control everything. Sure, the car might get a flat tire, the boss might be upset, things might not go your way. But you know what? How you respond is the only thing you have control over. This isn't just advice, it's reality. You have complete control over your response. And that's what makes the big difference between those who control their lives and those who let their lives control them. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not the event that hurts you, it's your interpretation of it." Do you get that? It's your judgment of an event that causes you pain, anxiety, or loss of control, not the event itself. And this is where you can change your life. You can choose how you respond. Challenge yourself. The next time things go against your plan, do what most people don't. Stop and ask yourself, what can I control here? If the answer is how you respond, then you've won. You've taken back control that most people lose. If you think this is easy, you're wrong. It takes practice, it takes courage, but ask yourself, are you willing to do what most people can't? Or will you continue to let life dictate your emotions and actions? Challenge yourself right now. When you're in trouble, don't choose anger, don't choose worry, choose calmness. Choose to respond with clarity, instead of letting your emotions control you. This isn't just about a philosophy lesson. This is about your life. And I want to know, how many of you dare to stand up and master your emotions right now? Are you ready? Leave a comment saying, "I master my reactions," and prove that you are in control. Not the situation, not the emotion, but you. My wonderful Stoic friends, we are halfway through this video. If you are still here, it means that what I share is really touching your heart. And if you have not yet liked or subscribed to our channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do it now. Your support is truly a great source of motivation, helping us continue to create meaningful content for you. Stoic friends, we talk about Lesson 6. Excessive desire. We cannot deny that desire is a natural part of life. But you know what is dangerous? Excessive desire. It is like a small fire that can burn down a whole forest if left unchecked. And this is what Stoicism wants us to be aware of. We often chase after fame, money, power without realizing that the more we desire, the more likely we are to be caught in a spiral of dissatisfaction. Epicurus said it very clearly: contentment does not come from having a lot of things, but from knowing the limits of our desires. Imagine, excessive desire is like you are pumping water into an empty bucket that has no bottom. You will never fill it. The more you try, the more tired and exhausted you will become. Stoicism teaches us that to truly find peace and balance in life, we must know when enough is enough. This does not mean giving up all desires, but learning to moderate them. Think about it. When you put all your energy into achieving something that isn't really necessary, you lose out on a lot of other valuable things. All that time and effort you put into chasing those frivolous things can cause you to miss out on what's really important in your life. The Stoics don't deny desire, but they teach us that letting it take over our lives makes us slaves to it. Take a look around us in modern life. We are driven to have more, better. The latest phone, the fancy car, the big house. But when you have all of these things, do you really feel satisfied? Or is it just temporary? Desire never stops at a certain point. Today you want a nice car, tomorrow you want a bigger house. This cycle has no end, and it only increases stress, anxiety, and insecurity in your mind. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is truly necessary. What we need is not more material things, but peace of mind. When you know the limit of desire, you will find comfort in enjoying what you already have, instead of always chasing after what you have not achieved. You don't have to give up everything, but ask yourself, is what you want really worth pursuing? Are you trading your inner peace for it? If the answer is yes, it's time to stop, think, and reevaluate. Because in truth, contentment doesn't come from having, but from knowing that you have enough. So, the important lesson here is temper your desires, and you'll find life becomes much easier and more balanced. This is one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism and the key to staying calm and happy in life. Lesson 7, be virtuous, is at the core of Stoicism. Without further ado, virtue is the foundation for every action, every thought, and every decision in life. Stoic philosophy teaches that only by living a virtuous life can you achieve inner peace and true happiness. Virtue here is not something too far away or abstract ideal. In Stoicism, it is divided into 4 main qualities: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These qualities are not only a guideline for how to live, but also the key to helping you control yourself in all challenges. Wisdom, in Stoicism, is not simply book knowledge. It is the ability to perceive and distinguish right from wrong, to be aware of what is within your control, and to let go of what is beyond your reach. You can imagine that, in a world full of chaotic information and uncertainty, wisdom helps you stay awake, away from negative emotions or rash decisions. Wisdom, to the Stoics, is the light that illuminates the path you are on, keeping you on track, even when there's darkness around you. Courage, in contrast to wisdom, is the direct confrontation of challenges. It is not just about overcoming fear, but the ability to stand firm in your principles even when faced with difficulties. The Stoics never shied away from adversity. Instead, they embraced it, understanding that challenges are opportunities to practice virtue. Courage is not about not being afraid, but about daring to act despite fear. It is when you are willing to face uncertainty, to stand up for what you believe is right. Justice, in the Stoics, has a broader meaning than legal justice. It is about living by the principles of fairness, not only towards others, but also towards yourself. A virtuous person seeks to treat others fairly, honestly, and not to hurt others for personal gain. In modern society, justice is about maintaining honesty and morality, not letting temptations lead you astray. Finally, temperance is the ability to control your desires and emotions, not letting yourself get caught up in temporary pleasures, not letting your emotions dictate your actions. In a world filled with stimulation, temperance helps you stay calm and clear-headed. The Stoics knew that what they really needed was very little, and that material desires only made their minds more confused. Temperance is the art of living simply, knowing enough, and keeping yourself within limits. Living virtuously is not just a theory, but a daily practice. Virtue helps you master your emotions, stay calm and serene amid life's challenges. And when you truly live by these virtues, not only do you feel at peace, but you also become a person that others respect and trust. Virtue is not something big, but small decisions every day. But it is those small things that make a life worth living. Lesson 8. Understanding the ephemeral nature of life. Let's talk about Stoicism and the important thing it teaches us. Life is ephemeral. No, this is not a negative thing. This is the truth. We live in a world that is constantly changing. Every moment is gone and never comes back. And yes, I understand that this can feel strange, sometimes a little confusing, but it is a simple truth of life that we must accept. The ephemeral nature of life is not something to be afraid of or worried about. On the contrary, understanding this will help you realize that ephemeral is the power of life. Everything from moments of happiness to emotional storms does not last forever. There will be times when you will encounter difficulties, when you will feel defeated. But the important thing here is that these difficulties will also pass. They don't last forever. Yes, today you may feel burdened, but tomorrow, or even in the next moment, it will change. And you, my Stoic friend, always remember that you have the ability to endure and overcome any challenge, because it is this transience that gives hope. Ah, yes, you may want to ask the opposite question. So if everything is transient, why do we try? The answer lies in your question. Because everything is transient, each moment becomes precious. Every moment you live is unique, and that is why you need to live it to the fullest. Transience does not make life meaningless. On the contrary, it gives it a deeper meaning. You have no time to waste, no reason to procrastinate. Do the important things now, live with all your energy, because tomorrow everything may have changed. Stoicism teaches us to accept this transience. Instead of fighting what cannot be changed, we learn to accept that the world is always changing. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said, "We are all just actors in a play that the universe is putting on. You don't control the script, but you control how you act. And once you realize that everything comes and goes, you will no longer be obsessed with the outcome, with things that cannot be held. The only thing you can hold on to is how you react." Understanding the transient nature of life is freeing yourself from the grip of fear, worry about the future, or regret about the past. You will realize that you only have the present, and in this moment, you are completely free. Everything passes, but every moment is an opportunity for you to live it to the fullest. Think about it. Now, look at yourself, and remember, everything around you is ephemeral, but in this moment, you can do the most wonderful thing with it. Lesson 9. The value of gratitude. Gratitude. It sounds simple, but how many people really understand its power? Let's talk about Stoicism, and more specifically about the lesson that Stoic philosophers like Seneca or Marcus Aurelius emphasized. Gratitude is not a temporary feeling, but a way of life, a way of looking at life through a positive lens. This, I'm sure, will change the way you experience life. Stoicism teaches that life is not always as you wish. There are days when you feel like everything is falling apart, everything is against you, right? But the important thing that philosophers want you to understand is, everything is temporary. And even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. You've probably thought about this before, but never really put it at the forefront of your mind. You see, Stoic gratitude isn't just for the good times, but especially for the most challenging times. This sounds counterintuitive, right? But the reality is that when you're grateful, you're controlling your mind. You're shifting your focus from what's negative, what you can't control, to what you do, no matter how small. Ah, yes, it's there that you find your inner strength. Seneca once said, "Gratitude is the only thing that keeps us from being caught up in things we can't control." Think of it as a tool, a key that unlocks the door to serenity. What can you be grateful for? Maybe it's the little moments of the day, the morning sun, a cup of coffee, or simply being alive and breathing. Yes, I know it sounds simple, but the real power lies in transforming your perception. We're not talking about pretending to be happy when life is overwhelming. No, this isn't about covering up your true feelings. Gratitude isn't about denying reality, it's about facing it in a more proactive and empowering way. You might be tempted to ask the opposite question. Why be thankful in adversity? Well, the answer is simple. Because it's the only way you can avoid getting sucked into the cycle of negativity. You stay calm and even come out of any challenge stronger. When you feel grateful, your mind stops focusing on what you lack and instead focuses on what you have. And when you do this regularly, gratitude becomes a habit, a positive habit that helps you stay calm even in the most difficult times. Trust me, this is powerful. So, what are you going to do now? Practice gratitude every day. Don't wait for special moments. Start with the most ordinary things in your daily life. And from there you will see, gratitude is not just an emotion, but the door to inner peace. Lesson 10. Continuous learning and growth. We will not beat around the bush or give you a long preamble. This is something you need to know and embrace immediately, because it can change the way you live every day. Continuous learning and growth. That is how the great Stoics lived. And if you are really serious about change, let me be blunt, you need to do the same. Let's talk about Stoicism. It is not a philosophy to think about. It is a way of life, a commitment to continuous self-improvement, whether or not you encounter adversity. There are days when you feel like you know enough, that you have reached the limit of your ability. Ah, yes, I know that feeling. But here's the harsh truth. There is no end to growth. Learning is not a door you open and close. It is a lifelong journey, a road that has no end. Never make the mistake of thinking that once you reach a certain level, you can stop. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, was a Roman emperor, but even when he was at the pinnacle of power, he wrote and meditated every day. He knew that, even though he was an emperor, he was still just a human being who needed to continuously learn and grow. You see, no matter where you are in life, complacency is the enemy of progress. I know, at times you will want to ask the opposite question. Why should I continue to learn when I have achieved so much already? Ah, yes, that is the thought that many people have. But here's the truth. The world is constantly changing, and if you don't change with it, you'll be left behind. Not only new knowledge, but also you, the version of yourself, needs to be updated. Never think that you're good enough or knowledgeable enough. There's always something new to learn. There's always a way to get better. Stoicism teaches that every day is an opportunity to train your mind and spirit. Yes, every day. Think about it. If you treat every day as a practice to become smarter, more patient, and calmer, then in just 1 year, you'll be a completely different person, stronger, more stable. Yes, it's not easy. No one said that continuous learning is easy. But what's easy is often not of real value. If you want to improve, if you want to become better every day, then accept this challenge. Seneca said, "Adversity is the greatest teacher." And the adversity of learning never ends. Every book, every conversation, every failure is an opportunity to learn and become stronger. Remember this, the day you stop learning, you fall behind. So, never let yourself stop. Keep growing, keep learning, and you will find yourself not only getting wiser, but also more in control of your life. And we're all the way there. If you're still following along, that means this content has resonated with you. If you haven't liked our videos or subscribed to our channel, now is a great time to do so. We truly appreciate your support, and it helps us continue to create quality content that you love. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow video.